Are the tried and true teaching methods that we all grew up with the best way to help today's kids learn? Or are there new, innovative approaches that work better? Do today's students need new approaches because of television and video games? This module involves traditional versus innovative teaching methods. Which would you want in your local school district, and why? School District A relies on traditional teaching methods. Because the foundation of basic knowledge is emphasized, history lessons stress facts. English lessons concentrate on correct spelling and grammar from the very beginning. Students do math by hand before using calculators. Students are placed in class according to academic ability. Students get regular exams and traditional report cards with letter grades.
Well, the fact is, some of the old-fashioned things work very well. One of the best stories in American education today is a school in Baltimore called the Barclay School. Very, very poverty-stricken youngsters who were 6 years ago way behind. They were about the 20th percentile in reading and mathematics, and they went out and bought this curriculum that's in a very traditional school. And they're still using some stories and poems that they used 99 years ago because they say that children love them. And here you've got children who are now in the 5th and 6th grade who are now in the 50th, 60th, and 70th percentile. As a matter of fact, they're ahead of their older brothers and sisters.
I like tradition as far as education is concerned. I think you need a foundation before you get to the next level of being allowed the freedom of choosing certain other things. Because if you don't have the foundation, you're not going to know what the wise choices are to make.
There's a lot of specific content to a high school curriculum, as well as learning how to learn. You can't learn how to learn if you're not learning about something. I tend to think of this in relation to bricks and mortar. Think of bricks as knowledge and mortar as skills, and think about what are the elements of a strong wall.
School District B relies on innovative teaching methods. Several subjects are taught together by organizing lessons around themes rather than dividing them into traditional subjects. Because creativity and the use of tools to find and manage information is emphasized, history is taught to emphasize the different ways historical events can be viewed and interpreted. English is taught by stressing creative writing first, and correct spelling and grammar are added later. Students are encouraged to use calculators and computers from the very beginning. Kids of different abilities are grouped together, sometimes working as teams and being graded on group, not individual accomplishments. Student progress is assessed through teacher observations, year-long collections of students' work, student portfolios, and demonstration projects.
We have students coming into our schools today that are taught both in the home and mainly by television that everything happens in 20-second bites or 5-minute bites. We don't teach children to sit in a seat for 55 minutes to listen to somebody lecture. That isn't the best way to learn, and I just don't think we can go back to those methods.
Children find history more interesting to learn when it has a human face. This is one reason the Connecticut Humanities Council and the Hartford Public Schools began collaborating in 1989 on a new approach to teaching humanities in public school.
Students are very excited about this curriculum, and we think it is because it is grounded in their experience. Not only are they studying themselves so that it's interesting to them, but they are doing real historical work insofar as students are able to do that.
That speaks 100% turnaround from the way we were educated. And yes, that might be very unfamiliar to many of us. We saw active learning, different styles of learning. Yes, sometimes students were sitting at desks, sometimes they were in teams working cooperatively.
Sooner learn how to learn than to learn specific things, and see how that knowledge can be applied to the real world.
School District A relies on traditional teaching methods. This involves organizing lessons around traditional subjects, stressing facts in history, focusing on spelling and grammar in English, and doing math by hand before using a calculator.
grouping students according to academic ability, using traditional grading methods. School District B relies on innovative teaching methods. This includes organizing lessons around broad themes that include general subjects, emphasizing interpretation in history, creative writing in English, and the early use of calculators and computers. Grouping students with varying abilities together. Grading kids according to group projects and student portfolios.